Hey guys, Shannon here from Shannon Billows Fitness and shannonbillowsfitness.com. Just going to take you through how to make your own Bulgarian sandbag. So just going to need a few things for these, which I'll lay out from the floor for you so you can see. The bag should only cost you around maybe $20 to $30, and it's just something that you can make at home. It's fairly cheap, and if you were to actually buy the bag itself, you're probably looking at maybe $100 to $150, somewhere around there. So homemade is just as good, and it does as good a job as the professional version. So I'll give you an idea of all the equipment that you need, and how to go about doing it yourself, and I'll show you the final product and what it looks like. Alright guys, so we have a tractor tire. So this is just the inner tubing of a tractor tire. This one will probably weigh anywhere between 10 to 20 kilos once it's filled up. All you're going to need is cable ties. So these are the size that I got. 370mm by 480. So I'll probably put about 1 to 2 on each of the ends. Tape, so we can just tape up the sides, and then scissors, so we can just cut it out. So the first step is just where the little knot is here. We're actually going to cut that on a slight V, and then on a slight V. So I'll cut those out and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright guys, so this is the part that I've cut out. So basically we're just taking out this portion here. So this is going to make up one side of the sandbag on this side, and then the other. Okay, so if you can see, so basically all we're going to do is just roll in this handle here. So starting from the inside out, you're going to roll this as tight as you can. Alright, and then when it gets to about there, you're then going to also roll in the other side. And then we're going to pop on the cable tie on the side, and you want to leave at least enough room to so you can hold it. So basically the handle is going to be roughly about that big, so we want to put the tie just about this side here. So I'll show you what the tie looks like once we've actually done that. Alright guys, so now we've tied off the handle. So as you can see, I've just cut the end off there. Now that's going to make a nice old handle for when you're holding it. And then now we're going to fill it with sand, or whatever you want to fill it with. I would recommend something dry so the bag doesn't mold from the sort of the inside out and get disgusting. So I will go and get some sand, which I'm just going to go down to the beach now and fill it up, and then show you what it looks like. You can take a scale with you as well, so you can weigh it to see how much it is. So depending on how big you are, how heavy you want it, but we'll probably go for a medium to heavy sandbag with this one. Alright guys, so now I've filled up the sandbag probably to about the same level on the other side. Alright, so we're just going to tie this end off, so we're going to roll it again from the inside out. And we're going to put the zip tie on here, and then I'll show you what that looks like, and then we're going to tape up the handles. And you can probably hear Bentley crying, but he's over there overseeing the whole operation. I'll play with you soon. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next clip. Guys, so I'm just halfway done, so as you can see I've got one handle pretty much made. Now what I did was see how the end is actually squared off. With the end here I actually just pushed that end all the way into the middle, and it sort of just gives it that extra square at the end, as opposed to having to have it taper off all the way at the very end into a point like that. So it just makes it a little bit nicer looking, and it's you can go over that as many times as you want as well. So basically I just went all the way around. When I got to the very end, I just did some extra layers over the top. So I went once, then went over the side, and I went back over again, and then just covered about 4 or 5 times, and then went over it one more time. So you can probably do about 6, anywhere from 4 to 6 layers per handle. And I'm just going to do the second one now and show you what that looks like. Alright guys, so this is the final product. 2 handles are both made. As you can see, the finished product looks like this, and I will show you. As you can see, both handles are nice and clean, and it is quite heavy, so it's probably about 15 to 20 kilos. I'm actually going to get the weight, the scale measurement, and see how much it actually is. But it's basically just another version of a type of sandbag, and what I'll actually do is take you through a video on how to use and do some exercises with it as well. If you have any questions. Alright guys, so this is the final product. So both handles have been made. Obviously you can go over this with another type of grippy tape if you want as well, like athletic tape or something like that. Now there's a little tiny bit of extra room in both of the handles at the very ends, just for the sand to move around a little bit, so it's not too hard. And then obviously there's your other handle, which we've made as well. So it's about an inch or so at the very end on about both handles, and I've wrapped them about probably 6 to 10 times, somewhere around there, just to make sure it's enough. If the handle starts to fray or anything, you can always just tape it back up again. But that is what the final product looks like, guys. So I'm going to weigh it and see how much it actually is. That's to weigh it if Bentley gets out of the way. Alright, so we'll turn the scale on. And no, Bentley, here we go. Pop him on. Just rest him on there. So 15 kilos. So 16.2, which is pretty good. I'm obviously holding it for a little bit, so it's probably tiny bit heavier than that, but that's pretty decent weight to start throwing around, especially if you're doing lunges and squats and all that sort of stuff. Alright guys, all done. So that's the sandbag. So if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe and share. It's going to help grow my channel and obviously get all this information out to people who don't know who I am and what I do. What I'm actually going to do is another version of this at some point, where I'm basically going to add on some extra straps and some extra newbies or new things to do. So I'm going to take some of my clients through the training and show you guys how to actually use the Bulgarian sandbag, and then I'll show you the additions that you can then add on to the next prototype, so to speak. So the actual Bulgarian sandbags have extra handles on them and straps, so we'll customize it and actually put some of those on the next version of this, which will be pretty much the same one. It'll just be modified slightly. All right guys, so if you like that, and if you think that's going to help you with your training, let me know and tell me how you go with it. Cheers guys, thanks for watching, bye.